Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to receive future updates.
Welcome everyone to a brand new series of Bryno's Homebrews here on Bryno's World. Got all my ingredients ready to go. And yes, you saw that title correctly. Maple Bacon Beer is on the agenda today. I'm really looking forward to this one. I've actually tried making this before a while ago, but I'm making a few subtle changes to hopefully get the right balance of flavor. Before that though, I want to get to a little thing first. You may notice earlier this week I tried putting up a few shorts. I just want to know if you guys like those kinds of short content here. Just little things that I make in the house that wouldn't necessarily fit into a big video, or one that I don't think needs a giant video. I kind of like to put my creative stuff on these full-length videos and just casual everyday stuff, just things that I might cook just as a short or whatever. If you like that, leave a comment. If you don't like it, leave a comment down there too. Just want to know what you guys think. But anyway, on to the main event of the show, the Maple Bacon Brown Ale, which I'm looking forward to as well. So, as you can see by my setup here, that I'm indoors, this is going to be an all-grain experience, and it's going to be just a 1 gallon batch here because this is a very experimental kind of beer, so I'm going to go that way. It's going to start out with this 2.8 pounds of that was a little, where was it? Anyway, 2.8 pounds of 2-row malt. And again, I'm using the brew in a bag method, so got my grain bag thing around this 4-gallon pot. And to go with the appropriate color, I've got 6 ounces of caramel 80. Into here we go. And again, this is going to be a 1 gallon batch, but I'm going to use 2 gallons of water. And as you might be able to see, I do have my sous vide machine ready to go. Don't know if you can see there, but just between the bag and that one little rod there on this grate here, there's an exposed little bit there. The water level is supposed to be above that. Okay, I've reduced now to a 3-gallon pot. I'm still a little nervous about this because the last time I did something in a 3-gallon pot, which was that Ghost Pepper Stout, it was too small for everything here, but I got my bag in here. I've got this grate here to protect my sous vide machine from the grains and all the other elements. It's covered up both holes. It's still worried about the water flow and circulation, but we'll see what happens when that happens. But now that the water is in, let's stir this up a little bit, make sure all the grains are moistened and everything, and it's all as free flowing as we can possibly get it. Stir it up in there. So next, let's set the temperature of this to target temperature to 153 degrees, which is kind of standard for all grain brewing. Now the sous vide machine is going to heat the water up, heat the wort up, stir it around every now and then. I might come by and stir it around myself every now and then just to make sure everything's all good, and we'll get on our way. The actual steeping is done. Stop this machine there. I let it sit again for about 90 minutes at 153, then did a so-called mash shot at 170 for about 15 minutes. So now, let's, first things first, get this, unplug this, get rid of the grate. Now, the fun part. Oh boy. I want to keep as much of this liquid as possible, as it's got lots of fermentable sugars in there which will convert into alcohol, which is what we want to make it as nice and tasty and enjoyable as possible. And that's also why I got this bigger grate here too, so I can just let it sit here. And now we get to the fun part, the boil. Now that I've squeezed the water, or rest of the wort out of the grains, about it's time to start the boil. First, let's get this up to a good hot temperature. Yep. So the burner is on, and since I'm going to do first wort hopping like I always do, I got half an ounce of Fuggles into the beer goes, And that's actually going to be it for the hop game, because I don't want something to be overly hoppy since it's a brown ale, and those typically don't have much of an aroma presence anyway, so I figure that is going to be good enough. So we'll come back when this gets to a boil, and then half an hour later, and then we'll get things where they need to be. Alright, the 30 minutes have elapsed, so now, before we put this on ice, let's add a little bit of our maple flavor, which will come from this. Some 100% dark grade A maple syrup. Now I'm going to put 1 cup of this into the wort just as that's off of flame out, just that flame out. I'm going to measure it exactly here, or roughly. The last time I made this I did half and half, 6 ounces at flame out and 6 ounces in the secondary, but that gave it a very, very sweet flavor, so I'm putting more in at flame out and putting in less in the secondary. Because I want some maple sweetness but not too much. I reckon that will do for this. The next step is to gather a little bit of wort for proofing the yeast. Let's do that right now. It's hot. That should do it. So now that I got the wort for proofing and the syrup in, it's time to put this on ice.
And when you're an idiot like me and forgot to get a bath of ice, you get the next best thing. Nature's ice bath. Or my back porch in this snow. I should probably put a lid over that.
Alright, the beer is done chilling. A little bit outside and a little bit in the freezer over there. So now, let's get this wort here. Run it in stages through this sieve, fine mesh sieve I got here. And then we'll get a gravity reading. I'm fine using a sieve because it's only 1 gallon and there shouldn't be too many hops. So by my calculation, I think I ended up with a little more than a gallon, maybe about a gallon and I don't know, maybe a gallon and a third or so. So there will be plenty of stuff to drink afterwards when I'm rack into my secondary, but we'll see what happens when it happens. Alright, now let's do a little ladling and get some gravity readings. I'm expecting this to be on the heavy side. I'm not sure why, I just thought it would be a good idea. One thing that's cool about this, and I don't know if it's because it's an all grain or it's cold enough or whatever, no bubbles at the top. Usually I don't have that problem. This will be a luxury. First, the temperature. 69 degrees Fahrenheit. Insert joke here. Now to get the gravity reading. With no bubbles, this should be easy to read. I'm going to call it an even 1.070. Alright, the gravity has been checked, the temperature recorded. Now time to inoculate this beer with the yeast, which I have proven and is working good. So here we go. And by the way, this is Safe Ale 4, which is for an English ale, and a brown ale counts as that. So here we go. Beer is inoculated. All that remains is to put the lid on, attach the airlock, and now here we go. And in case you got to this point in the video and you're wondering, where's the bacon? Don't worry, the bacon will come in the second video. When I put this into the secondary, I plan on adding the bacon at that time. So don't you worry, bacon will get into this somehow. Well, that'll do it for another episode of Bryno's Homebrews here on Bryno's World. Thank you very much for watching. If you got ideas for things I can brew or cook on anything on Bryno's World, leave a comment down below.
Otherwise, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell icon wherever it is to be the first to receive future notifications, and make sure to click the all videos selection. Once again, thanks for watching, and have yourself a good one.